Right, welcome. Sorry about the delay. That was Keister being somewhat slow. I was going to be joined by Sompu, but he's unfortunately has some problems with his mic. But we'll get into the first game and then we'll have him join me in the next one. I believe it's a best of 7. There's Sompu leaving. I believe it's a best of 7. I'm not entirely sure. It might be best of 5. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, as I said, but it is a mirror in the first game with on New England with Kaister, not Kaiser, which is something to remember. Who's
Okay, I
are you?
fixed it. If you didn't start it yet,
Oh,
did you start?
we just start, yeah.
Ah,
So
god damn it. Okay, I'm gonna try for the next one.
sure.
Bad timing.
I'll tell you when we're ready. I'll send you a message.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a bit unlucky, but by the looks of it, it is a coin start, and both of them are Iroquois because it is the TWC tournament where they both have to be TWC civs to start with. And by the looks of it, we're just waiting for the game to load in. But while we can look at the spawn of the resources. I believe Raphael has one less gold mine, so we might have to restart anyway. I think it's fair, maybe. The Raphael has one here. They actually do have both of 4, but this one's sort of like middle. I'm not entirely sure. But in terms of hunts, what is Kickhouse doing? I don't know what that was about. But yeah, now the game's actually starting. We have Keister straight away going for 80 food. And at the same time, what's Raphael going for? Raphael hasn't found anything. There are sheep on this map, which you have to remember, but those unfortunately aren't too useful for Iroquois. Unless you get all of them, and then you could possibly make a farm with that Trevor. But it is a coin start, so that's not something you want to do. What else is here? There's 60 wood, that's pretty good to get. There's 60 food, which Kaiser's going to pick up for himself. There's a bear club, by the looks of it, which nobody's going to pick up. What is Raphael picking up at the same time? He's picking up 90 food, so he's just taking a wolf. He's going to convert one of them and take that back. And yeah, there's not really much to say in this matchup. This matchup we've seen quite a lot. Basically, either Iroquois Sioux or Iroquois for the first game in the TWC tournament so far. But yeah, as I said earlier, Kaisto is like a major, so he's somewhat the underdog in this tournament as a whole. Of the ones left, this is a round of 8 match, so whoever wins this goes against. It's either goes against Kaiser, I believe they go against. I'm not entirely sure, but might be a bit. Actually, there might be a contention here. Both players are quite close to each other. That sound is quite loud. Let's turn that down slightly. Yeah, but if a contention, that bear's going to go down. Kaiser. Well, Raphael just taking it basically for free. That bear's almost certainly going to go down one shot. There you go. Both losing their guardians or whatever, but 90 food to Raphael, so Raphael having a pretty good age 1. Although at the same time, if Kaiser got that, he would have got a pretty insane age 1 just with food treasures constantly. But you can look at how much food they both have. I mean, Raphael's going to have an idleless 12 villager age up, which is pretty insane actually, really, if I'm honest. He's also going to pick up 80 food. So Trevor just telling me that he, LordRaphael, apparently beat. Okay, I don't know what he's talking about. He's talking about an older tournament. Gungun definitely wasn't in this tournament. But yeah, as I said, 60 wood is still there, which is really good to get. He does get a rifleman as well, but with that treasure he just picked up, which was 80 food itself. So Raphael even is going to get the trading post up, obviously, and Kaister at the same time does get a rifleman himself with that 40 XP. I think he took it from somewhere else, maybe. Is there a treasure? Yeah, he took it from the 2 stray sheep treasure. But he's going to get a one up himself, but he's going to get up probably the middle one, which signals to me that he's going to go for something water-based. Although saying that, Kaister hasn't got any water cards at all. He does have old ways, and he also has woodworking, which is 2 shipments you normally wouldn't see. But Raphael also doesn't have any of those strong shipments you can send into water. The 3 buccaneers you can send into the pond. We saw that being quite useful against Maito with Nusha while playing Iroquois the other day, but by the looks of it, both of them not going to do that. It's surprising though, actually, because it is, especially on this map, New England, it can defend quite easily, and Iroquois especially don't have very good. Don't really have any options to actually take out the boats really, but yeah, there's a bit of a contention here. There is that war hut going down from Raphael just at the next to the trading post of Kaister, but at the same time, Raphael's outlaw rifleman, which he does have, is quite far away, so he's not getting a good trade at all here on the Iroquois units. But saying that, there's that coming out. I think both aged with a slow age, if I recall. Yeah, both going up with a wise woman, but Raphael going up one villager earlier. He might lose this here, although if he runs away here, he's definitely not going to lose it. And Kaiser's going to lose it. Although those Kanya might come in and save it. No, 5 villagers coming out from Raphael instead of the Kanya. Kanya's obviously being a less eco-heavy segment, but he's going to lose the rifleman and probably going to lose that explorer unless he can somehow get away. Oh, a couple of tomahawks coming in at the perfect time, so he might actually keep that explorer up. That's big. Saying that he's probably going to get, 100 XP. So that's both of them losing 100 XP. But those Kanya shipment just getting demolished. And those 2 which are left aren't particularly very useful at this point. They might go and raid, but 5 villagers coming out. So Raphael's a good way ahead in the villager population at this point. And that trading post is almost definitely going to go down. So, I don't know. Kaister having a bit of a rocky start here. He does have a market going down on base, but at the same time, Raphael's had hunting dogs on these villagers. He's now going onto his sheep. But yeah, that trading post is going to go down. A couple of hyenas do come out as well. One thing to note is that Raphael has sent the scouting party upgrade, the big button. So Kaister can do that himself, and those hyenas are more hyenas in regards to Kaister's army here. So Kaister really needs to push here. He sent two military shipments back to back, which normally it sort of means that you have to go in, but he is just sitting back. Maybe he's waiting for Raphael to do so. But Raphael has got more eco here, and these 2 Kanya aren't going to be doing anything. And by the looks of it, sending those crates, Raphael is either he's either massing, which actually, he's massing. He's not going to age up. But yeah, I mean, he can push in here. Does he want to? If we look at military units, the hyenas do very well against basically everything he's got here. And he can't take this fight. And, he definitely can't take the fight. So basically, this is all about whoever has more hyena mass. And did he just lose a villager there? No, he didn't. He didn't lose a villager. But again, there's no TP there, and Raphael can still send 7 hyenas, which means that his mass will just be so much larger. It is already larger, actually. He does have a couple fewer tomahawks, but there's no stable going in Kaister's base, so he does get the war chief up. War chief of Raphael doesn't actually do much. There's the 4 Kanya coming in, which are going to do so much damage against those hyenas in the front. That war chief going down for the for Kaister as well. So, but I think this is just down. Actually, with a couple of tomahawks coming in from the back, if he pops the big button, and he can try and save those hyenas. Maybe he's not in a terrible position, but again, he's down on eco. He hasn't got the TP either, and Raphael just is performing a lot better, and these hyenas just doing a lot of damage to the tomahawks on the front here. So, don't know why Raphael's going back here. Is that the big button, or is that a That's completed. Yeah, that's the big button coming out from Kaister just there. But again, Raphael is basically a shipment ahead at this point. If you just not a shipment ahead, but he's a decent amount ahead in shipment time. Kaister still yet to send the 5 villagers, which I assume he's going to. But there's the 7 hyenas, and this is just going to be a push here from Raphael. And one thing to note, he is pushing into a blockhouse, but hyenas are quite good, especially when you have the explorer, which is down at the moment, at taking the blockhouse fire because of our range resist. But these tomahawks aren't getting traded efficiently. The hyenas aren't getting traded efficiently because of Lanchester laws, which is basically where you have more units you end up destroying. And there's the 5 villagers, but there's the GG. Kaister was just behind basically the whole time. He was aging 20 seconds slower as well, but yeah, Kaister saying time for Sue, which has sort of propelled him through the tournament. So we'll just have to see. I think SomppuKunkku's going to join me now. But yeah, as I said, I think this is a best of 7. But now Raphael can choose any civ he would like to, and Kaister has to counterpick with a TWC civ, which is he's going to pick Sue. I mean, it's quite obvious he's going to pick Sue. So Raphael can pick something which counters Sue, which I guess he could just constantly play Iroquois because in the matchup, Iroquois tend to do slightly better. By the looks of it, just have to wait until both players join and someone hosts a lobby. There's Raphael hosting a lobby. It's New England again as well. Hello.
Hello. So I guess the first game wasn't so tense after all.
No, it was quite quick as well. So
Let's hope Kaister better luck for the next game, or otherwise this series can be a quick one.
we have to finish relatively soon, don't we? Because Raphael has a dentist appointment or something, a doctor's appointment. I don't know. But
what's wrong with our Raphael?
I don't know. But yeah, as I said, Raphael now to pick a European civ, and Kaister to counter pick. It is High Plains, which is good.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be Ottomans, I guess.
Well,
Or it's gonna be over again.
Kaister likes playing Sue, right? So maybe Ottoman, maybe not the strongest civ to pick in, but he can Raphael can pick out any civ he wants to.
Okay, and he's gonna Iroh again. I think he's gonna Iroh every game of this series, to be fair.
Yeah, and there's Sue coming up from Kaiser. As you said, Iroquois is just so strong, isn't it?
So it's gonna be Iroh versus Sue on High Plains.
Yeah, I've never seen this matchup before in this tournament.
I don't know. I think Raphael should give some mercy to Kaister and play maybe Aztecs instead.
Yeah,
maybe
but
maybe you can ask Bramboy for a quick rule change.
Yeah, Aztec Sue is pretty awful.
It's not awful, but it's just hard to play and not so strong.
Yeah, basically. But this map's quite interesting. You have all the really good treasures on there, so Sue do perform quite well. Obviously, Iroquois can convert the same treasures, so.
Yeah, they can, but I think what Kaister should do right in the first age is just find Renegado, find a hero, and take it down, and deny the TPs.
Yeah.
That's the key to win this matchup, I feel.
And you also have that 130 food as well, which is huge.
Yeah, that's quite nice.
I mean, did you see the age up Raphael got last game? He got a 12.
Yeah, it was insane. That's why he could send 5 wills really safely and get like a great start. Just get the war hut next to the TP.
Yeah, it's just insane. Like, he didn't even need to put down his house, did he? Really in first stage, so it's. But yeah, this map. Have you played VTWC tournament? I can't recall.
Yeah, I played it when it was like 1 year ago, but back then the rules were a bit different. You could just pick TVC civ, and then the other player had 3 options. But I complained later when they were planning this tournament that the rules were a bit unfair because on the other hand, the player with the warchief save could get maybe map with renegados and so on, and then other player gets something like Klondike, and there's no guardians to convert.
Yeah, that's why there's two. You play the map twice, don't you? Except from the first one, which
Yeah,
obviously both players are TWC civs. But
yeah, exactly.
yeah, I mean, sort of a game. The tournament is heating up a bit. It is a round of 8. Yeah, at least this is the last game of the round of 8. Umiu and who was it? Noel played earlier, but I have no clue who won. Maybe Umiu can tell you in the chat. But yeah, I think Raphael's probably having a smoke, knowing him. So we'll just have to wait until he does that.
Yeah, I think this has been the best tournament for Kaister so far. He won Soldier, which is really surprising, and then the Mongo, which was not so surprising after he won Soldier.
Yeah, he beat Miga, didn't he? Right? Or was it
No,
Mongo?
I think the Mongo billionaire in the last round.
Oh yeah, Mongo Bilioni. Yeah, I thought it was Miga for some reason. But yeah, actually, yeah. If he's beaten Soldier, he has quite a chance here. Obviously, Soldier, I don't think is that well known for playing TWC civs. So maybe that was a negative towards him. But yeah, Raphael, I think he only really plays Sue and Iro, right? He doesn't really play Aztec.
Yeah, he doesn't play Aztec, but in this tournament, you don't really have to play Aztec to make it to the finals.
Yeah, Aztec is I think it's the weakest TWC civ. Maybe it's the strongest against a civ like Japan, but that's a one-off case. And
But I don't know, like I feel guys to win Soldier. Kaiser had a wonderful day, and Soldier had a bad day. But on the other hand, Soldier could win Raphael if Raphael is having a terrible day, and Soldier is having a good day.
yeah,
But Kaiser
so
to beat Raphael, it probably means that Raphael is on some kind of drugs, and Kaiser is playing like a god.
yeah, I mean, yeah, Raphael and Coaster is quite a big difference. I mean, if you just look at the PR, which obviously isn't the best way of looking at it, there is a
Yeah, there's
9
like
PR
10
difference.
PR difference.
Um, and but Soldier did beat Kaiser the other day, actually, didn't he? In or I say the other day, in whatever GUA's championship or whatever it's called. But
Yeah, but that's a bit different
yeah,
rules.
yeah, with random civs it skews the balance slightly maybe. But yeah, Iroquois versus Sioux on High Plains. Last time we had to wait a while for the recorded game to happen, but hopefully that doesn't happen. We can check the other hunts, I guess, which seem to be fine. Maybe Coaster's got slightly worse hunts.
Just wait a little bit, my computer is a bit slow. Okay. Yeah, it seems quite fair, I guess.
And it is a wood style as well, which is better for Iroquois, I think, than Sioux.
I mean, it's quite even. Also, Sue can get a TP if they want to, or take the wood treasure.
Oh, with 130 30 food treasures there on the right. So whoever goes down there is going to be happy. But yeah, this map has some really good treasures. That one's terrible. There's 40 coin in base for Rafa and 50 coin in base, so you got the two
Yeah,
best ones.
130 is here, and
80 woods here, and he's going to spot it as well, which is huge.
yeah, that's quite nice. But I don't know if he wants to look for Renegado a little longer, or he's gonna go for that treasure. Anyway, should we introduce the players?
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay, on the right here we have LordRaphael, the German land finalist. Very muscular, very handsome man, a great player, a great man. And I think he won everything you can win in the Age of Empires 3.
Yeah, he's pretty well
Sometimes
known.
sometimes he tends to drink too many beers, and then he's not as overpowered as usual. But today he seems to be in a good shape. And on the other side, we have Kaister. I don't know much about Kaister. He has been like PR 30 for quite a lot of time, I feel. And
He
he's from USA.
yeah, he's from the US. He plays a lot of Sioux, so the tournament is good for him. I know he beat GUA in the Euro Championships. Is all
Oh,
I remember.
that's quite a achievement, don't you
It is
think?
quite an achievement. I mean, GUA is if you beat GUA, you know you're a good player. That's just how it works.
You're a god. You're not just a good player. Anyway, I think Kaister got 130 food. Yeah, he did. He
Yeah,
did.
he got the Outlaw Rider as well.
So this is what he needs. He needs a wonderful H1, and they both getting TPs, but I think Raphael got the 80 wood over here, so he's going to get quite fast H up with the TP.
Yeah, and he actually misses the pass there, Kaister, which is
That sucks.
pretty sad. That's especially when he hasn't sent his first shipment. Actually, no, he has sent his first shipment. It's like 2 minutes. But yeah, not missing that pass is pretty big. It's like 120 XP. At the same time,
That's big.
Raphael's going to lose a grizzly bear. I don't think he really cares too much about that, and he's going to pick up 70 coin for himself.
Yeah, he doesn't care, but I feel he should care, because now if the Zoo hero is gonna find his hero, and then there's also the Outlaw Rider behind, it's gonna make a lot of damage.
Yeah, and Sue's probably going to convert one of these Outlaw Riders as well on this 210 XP treasure. And there still is that Outlaw Rifleman just on the back right, and Sue has actually spotted that, so he's going to go pick that up. And as you said, I mean, that Rifleman is just insane, isn't it, when you get into
Yeah, it
contact?
is. But Raphael already got a TP, so let's say even if he's gonna lose his hero, of course it sucks, it's bad, but it's not a disaster. It's not like end of the world.
Yeah, if you lose it before you've got that TP down, it's pretty disastrous, really, for the Iroquois player. But yeah, I mean, Raphael is now aging up. I assume he's aging up with the Wise Woman. You don't really see many people doing a fast age nowadays. It doesn't. I don't know. Maybe even if you're just doing for something aggressive in age 2, it doesn't really make a huge amount of sense.
Yeah, it's quite rare to do the fast touch up, but maybe like would be a chance to do it, because he got TP on without and really fast H as well, H1, so he could have gone fast, but I feel it's safer still, the slow, old good slow H up.
Yeah, and the slow edge up means, especially when he got that 70 coin, he can. It's just gonna be annoying Coaster now, but he can get the crates in or the 600 coin in, and he can age up really quickly if he wants to just fast fortress as Zilkra. But yeah, I mean, from age 1, I mean, both players had a really good age 1. Maybe Coaster slightly
It was
worse.
quite even, and now Raphael, he did the correct decision. He went back to his TC because he saw from the treasures there's gonna be a Renegado out.
Yeah.
So he can't really go get another TP, but on the other hand, he doesn't really have to.
Yeah, and Kaister might go for another TP. It wouldn't be the best idea if Raphael does something aggressive. But Sue can put down the TPs in their base. By the looks of it, he hasn't actually put it down, so I think he is going for another TP, seeing as he's stacking 200 wood. Or maybe he's going to go for 210 XP, which would be quite a strong treasure for him to pick up. Yeah, he's going to do that right now.
Yeah. And Raphael is quite lucky with the timing with this hero.
Oh,
He's gonna try to steal it.
Yeah, but that Travois is... oh no, that Travois not going to get caught.
Yeah, he's gonna get the XP treasure for sure. And now... No, I don't think he's gonna lose the hero, because there's no snare, because the Sioux hero is very low HP.
It's
Not anymore,
250,
actually, not anymore.
He aged up.
Yeah,
and
but the Warhead is gonna be there.
Raphael's going to put down a trading post as well, another one. And meanwhile, Kaister has... he doesn't have any TPs in base, which is a bit disappointing, actually. He does have the market up, but yeah, he's now putting 2 down. Obviously, TPs are really strong for Sue. They're pretty incredible, actually. But yeah, he's just let Raphael get the trading post line now, really, hasn't he?
Now 4X coming out, going to raid. Raphael calling the big button.
Yeah, and that big button's probably going to go straight to the trading post, knowing Raphael, just to take it down. Although those 4X riders are pretty good. I don't think they beat 5 Tomahawks, so it's obviously not an efficient trade. But with his little army he's got here, with the Rifleman and the other 2 Outlaw Riders, you might just be able to defend quite easily that trading post. Unless Raphael's got some units in queue, which he does actually. He has some Tomahawks in queue, so yeah, he can just walk down here on his own and he's completely fine.
Yeah, he's probably gonna lose TP, but now if he doesn't come back, I don't know why these units are coming back, because he cannot take this fight.
Yeah, especially with a bunch coming in now. He does take out one, but obviously he's just going to run around with his Axe Riders now. He did pick up a villager as well, so...
Yeah, he lost his Guardians, but not too much damage on the Axe Riders. He killed one wheel from Rafa, and let's see if he's gonna get another one. But I don't think so, because the herding by Rafa is quite good.
Yeah, Raphael, I don't just going to lose one here. And at the same time, that Pursuit Explorer can't really come poking and out now because of how low HP he is. That TP obviously is going to go down, as I said, and Ilkar's going to have basically the TP line, which is really scary for Sue.
Yeah, he's gonna get it now. Maybe Kaister should try to like this, but he has no wood. He's trying to H up soon.
Yeah, but
so I guess
Go ahead.
Raphael is going to take this TP line, but Kaister is going to be faster H3, and then he should make something happen.
Yeah, but the thing about Sue is, can you really make anything happen early H3? We saw Turk do it the other day against Kaiser, but that was more so because this Kaiser was Germany and whatnot. But yeah, I don't think you can really punish us as Sue at this point. I mean, he hasn't really shipped the shipments which he would need to, and he's sort of behind already. He is slightly ahead on eco. I think that's simply because he hasn't. Actually, I don't know why he's ahead on eco. Maybe he hasn't lost a single villager. I guess that's why.
He lost one chopping wood and herding, and then he's just one behind for some reason. Maybe some idle, big button, and so on. But now he's gonna get 5 TP stagecoach, so I guess Kaister should get 5 rifle riders out as fast as he can, and then something behind and crush this army and take the TP line back.
Yeah, exactly. But even then, rifle riders, if he tries to take the TP line back, they have pathetic siege. They have like 10 siege. So
yeah, they target this. So he needs some units behind it for sure.
Yeah, but by the looks of it, Raphael's going to pick up a CDB, which is a really nice treasure. So it's basically an extra villager. There's 600 coin coming in from Raphael, and he's slightly mismacroed on the food, but that doesn't matter entirely, and he's just going to get up. And Kaister using these 2 Axe Riders. He probably should just stick the Axe Riders next to the TP line. You don't get what is it called? Line of sight as a native civ, so it's better than playing against a European civ on this map when you have all TP lines. But yeah, I mean, Raphael's just going to come up here with the Tomahawk army, and he's going to take 5 TPs, which is what, 20 villagers?
Yeah, it is. So right now, Kaister should be sending a card, and then he has to crush this army. If he doesn't, he's gonna lose.
Yeah,
now he has to go in, because now he has the army. He can easily take this fight, he can clean it, and then start taking the TP line back. But he needs to go now. He just cannot waste any more time.
He's wasting those Axe Riders, and he needs them to snare.
That's bad, because he needs the snare. He needs the snare really bad. But look how fast the Tomahawks are dying.
Yeah, those rifle... Oh, come, please go to the Tomahawks instead. I mean...
But on the other hand, he wants to kill the hero as well. So it's... yeah. Let's see if it's gonna go down, because Raphael, for some reason, is shooting back and not building TP.
Yeah. And that TP nearly basically up, actually. So that's 200 wood wasted, and he can pick that up himself.
Yeah, and he can beat... yeah. And then it's just 3 TP difference between the players.
Yeah, which isn't actually huge. But... well, it's still big, but yeah, it's quite a nice push from Kaister. Even basically trading 14 Tomahawks now for a couple of Axe Riders, which is really quite a good trade.
Yeah, it's a good trade. It's looking much better for him than it did before.
But at the same time, Kaister is gonna. He did send 5 Rifle Riders, which is obviously a strong shipment, but Raphael still has these number of Forest Dwellers, and there's not a huge amount of Axe Riders on the field, so he can just push in and poke around if he wants to.
But I think it's a bit risky, you know? If 3 Dog Soldiers would be there right now, he would lose
Oh no, of course, yeah.
army. So it's really risky, and I know how deep Raphael wants to go without having perfect information.
Yeah, and he's actually losing some villagers in his base now, surprisingly. Just some Axe Riders.
Now he saw, but he's gonna... and he's just gonna get 1 musket fighter out. Now if 3 dogs are coming, Raphael's gonna be in a...
yeah, Axes in queue, and they're gonna come from behind. I mean, it doesn't entirely clean up that mass, but there's 5 Axe Riders as well. So yeah, that's and an elite as well. They've been upgraded, so that's 8. If they get a catch on them, where's the units to Miracle? and this
Oh
this
dear.
snare is quite
8
big.
more X coming.
Yeah,
If
this is.
there's no more anti-cav, it's gonna clean this up.
Yeah, unless he gets the musket riders that sort of popped from that war hut next to him. Even then, he's doing a lot of damage now, and there's the.
There's gonna be a big button right now coming, but it's a little bit too late. Maybe he's able to pull them back, and now they're popping.
Yeah, and
But
the.
he's gonna get a lot of damage on
One musket
Raphael.
rider. That's pretty sad. And look, Wakinas is still there actually. Kaiser just shouldn't be just slamming in here. He needs to.
Yeah,
control his
he's
units
taking too
slightly
much
better.
damage on the tomahawks on melee.
But yeah, I mean, he did actually clean up quite nicely there. And but there's the 5 musket riders, which are going to clean up the X riders. And Raphael's mass is still bigger. He does still have the TP line as well, but he is definitely still behind.
Yeah, that was a bit poor micro by kaister, and I don't know if those cav just came 10 seconds earlier, this game would be totally different, because Raphael was taking a gamble. He went really far with maybe 30 or 25 FPS with no anti-cav.
Yeah, exactly. And
But in the end, it all worked out.
and if you just look at the scores, actually, the difference is quite stark, really. 140 to 92. Sue does normally have a slightly lower score, but
Yeah, but
normally
it's
that's
still
low.
over. It's just
Yeah.
over.
You can't say that. You're not meant to say it. People get annoyed, but
I know people get annoyed, but you know, okay, we can pretend this game is still gonna be even.
yeah, but I don't think it
Okay,
is. I sort of
okay.
agree. But yeah, I mean, Raphael's even now. He's now getting the Cheyenne and more than likely to get the hunting grounds upgrade. I'd quite like to see Cheyenne and Fury come out because it's just an interesting tech and you don't really see it very often. But knowing Raphael, he's probably not going to do that. Tech's being researched. Coming any moment, maybe. But Kaister is going to pick up a trading post, which is, I guess, nice for him. But
It's
yeah.
a little bit happiness in the middle of sadness, I guess, or something like this.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's 2 cattle to support, which is quite a nice and strong shipment. But that represented the negative in the score there. But
Wait, what else do you get with this?
it gives you 14, I think, and it gives you 20% HP on Wakina.
All
So
right.
it's quite a good shipment, but it's not like sending Jaegers, so it's not that strong
Yeah.
for 1,000 coin. But infantry combat coming
Just-
in at the same time.
Just imagine Jaggers with 20% more HP.
Well, you can get them 25% more HP and 25% more attack with the mercenary.
Yeah, with the
card, can't you?
mercenary code. Yeah,
Which
that's
is
quite
just
nice.
insane. But yeah, just look how many Wakinas there are now. Actually, there's quite a nice mass of Wakinas, and we look at military units here. There actually isn't any cavalry for Raphael.
Yeah, that's quite surprising army, I guess. Just only Wakinas and 2 Axe Riders.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't know if Raphael wants to take this fight, especially with a couple more outsiders coming in. There's we look at units in queue there. Yeah, there's not any units which would damage a Wakinas too heavily here, really, left. And there's not a lot of not a lot of forest battles left, although they are infantry combat forest battles. And he's using those tomahawks in the front to tank. But yeah, that's actually quite a nice trade.
Yeah, it's going quite good, yeah. But he should be chasing those units and get as many shots as possible when they're backing, because now I feel he let too many units escape for free.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing Kaiser's not doing is he's not putting down TPs on his hunts. So he's stacking 200 wood. He should probably put down like 2 here, and that's sort of a 10% bonus in eco, which is quite nice. Although there is the food dog soldier button, and I mean we're more than likely going to see it's going to that point that a lot of food is being collected. 30 villagers on food for Kaister. He's going to get that big button in, and probably calf combat at some point as well.
Yeah, this game is more even than I thought. I feel sorry for saying it's over because I don't know, just Kaiser got so many units from the card and had some on the queue, so actually he was in a better situation than it looked like for a moment.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing to note is even though he did send 2 cattle support, these that's quite poor sending all those shipments forward. So that's a bit of walking time onto him, but he now just has a mass of 20 forest ballers, and these forest ballers do have infantry combat on them. But you just look at the difference in stats: 177 HP and 22 attack with 20 range. And Wakinas, they are slightly
even
cheaper.
after the card of 20% HP for them.
They're
They're
still
still
pretty
much
pathetic,
worse, yeah.
Although dog soldiers are going to come in soon, and there's not a huge amount of musket riders, so if you can try and get that
Yeah,
soon, it'd be quite
it's
nice.
gonna be a window. It's gonna be a window. Why is he dancing? Because he's not dancing the hero attack, so what is he
XP.
dancing for?
XP.
Oh,
So he's got the big button in Q now, I think, and he's now going to be dancing for the text ping research. Yeah, there's the big button. And
yeah,
there's,
it's a go
6
time.
dog
It's
soldiers.
now or never.
And there's cavalry combat coming straight in, like we needed it. And those dog soldiers is insane. And those actually being shipped forward might be quite negative here. Raphael losing basically 400 wood from this.
Yeah. But on the other hand, now he's gonna know how the army is gonna look like, and he has a lot of handicap right now.
Yeah. Forest Pearl is actually somehow getting away. Gonna use that to snail, which would be quite funny. But yeah, he's gonna push forward here. There actually isn't a huge amount of musket riders, as I said earlier. There's only 20. Oh, there's 21 actually.
Yeah, that's a lot actually.
Yeah, it's
but
enough.
there are a lot of Vaquinos behind.
Yeah, and that holes the explorer might go down.
Crack shot, yeah, that's gonna hurt.
It's like a cannon. And Kaister actually just attacking a longhouse, which he doesn't want to be doing here. And this is quite a good position for Raphael actually.
Yeah, it is. He just knows what is he doing. He knows it's gonna be the big button timing, so he's just staying in his base, which is really clever.
Yeah. And there's the tomahawks as well from
big button
behind.
coming, yeah.
This is so strong. Basically 63 damage in melee versus these dog soldiers. And they've just melted. And all he's got left now is a couple of Wakinas, which stand no chance against the forest dwellers of Raphael. And honestly, this is just over at this point.
And there comes the GG.
It's GG.
GG.
So that's game 2 going to Raphael. So he still does have 2 games to win against Kaister, but Kaister picks first this time as well, and Raphael gets to counterpick with a TWC Civ.
Yeah, it was a good game by Kaister. Just a little bit unlucky when Raphael was going out with only 25 FPS now on the Cav, and the X-Riders were maybe 10 seconds late.
Yeah. Which
it's
obviously
like
isn't great.
Yeah, it's like a combination of being unlucky and Raphael knowing about the timings when the shipments are likely to pop out. It's kind of an instinct.
Wait, you wouldn't once you get to that sort of point of the point in like the level of a game he's playing at. I think it's just something you end up knowing, right?
Yeah, this is some kind of voice in your head saying there's gonna be a shipment popping out soon. You should get out of there, and it just comes.
But yeah, we're on the same map again. We just have to wait for these players to join. I don't know what Daniel's apparently hosting the OS 20 game. He's really into that. But yeah, I mean, Kaiser's probably going to play 2 again. I doubt he's going to play something else. Maybe he'll play I don't know. What civs could he play? I don't know what civs he does play. By the looks of it, he plays Dutch, so maybe he'll play Dutch.
Yeah, it could be.
Although Dutch against Raphael is maybe not the best idea.
I mean, it doesn't matter which civilization he's gonna pick up. It's probably not gonna be easy.
Yeah, Kaister Sue, as I suspected. So he's just going to run
And
with
it's
this thing.
probably gonna be the same matchup again.
So yeah, I can't. Maybe Raphael will play Sue, which would actually be worse because Sumo is terrible. But yeah, let's see what they do.
Yep, 2 times high planes.
What's the map afterwards? I don't even know actually. Is it like Arkansas or something?
I have no idea. I just came home, watched this stream starting, and thought maybe I can
Well, yeah,
cast for a moment.
which is good because I would have been solo,
Yeah,
which is a lot worse, a lot more
yeah,
boring.
it's a little bit lonely, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just sitting in my room talking to myself, looking at the screen. It's not it's not the most exciting afternoon, but yeah. Oh, so there you go, an interesting matchup.
Still Miro.
Can't wait to see loads of bow riders. Yeah. But yeah, Sue obviously very strong for Raphael as well. Kaister playing the same civ. So this matchup is basically it's basically like you make a load of bow riders, right? And then you ship your big button and you attack each other.
Yeah, at least it's how it used to be. But now after they're nerfed and there are a lot of hunts, I'm not sure anymore. Maybe you want to go Fortress and make some Vakinos.
Well, we'll have to
Early.
wait and see because.
Let's see.
But the hunts seem fine. Mine seem fine as well. But as we said last game, Raphael, pretty high level player, probably top 1 or 2. With
Yeah, but
Kaiser or
let's
something.
remember. I think it was the Pilgrim tournament or something. No, it was some other tournament in the last season. Raphael was playing Super Napoleon, and is at first maybe PR 25, and he lost on High Plains exactly.
Yeah, so
Oh, it was the 2TC tournament.
2CC tournament. He lost against Super Napoleon, who is a no rush 20 player. So
Yeah,
that's probably why. But
but to excuse Raphael, it was his first game, and he just picked India, which was probably the worst pick you can pick into
yeah,
TC tournament, and he didn't think about it, and then I watched the game from record because I really wanted to see how it happened, and it went really late game. Like Super Napoleon got a great lead in the beginning because China is just way better in this format. And then Raphael got like a few good Yurmi pops, but in the end it wasn't enough. And it went really late game with the walls and everything, and Super Napoleon, like Raphael is not a credit 3D player after all.
yeah. But have you seen Kaister doing really well at the start? Actually, getting a really good edge one, especially for
Sorry, I forgot about the game. Yeah, he got the
a native scout
three,
and a
four.
settler and a pistolero. So he's happy.
Damn.
He also spots I can whatever this says in German. I don't speak German, so he spotted Raphael's war chief, and that scout well, looks like they're gonna go down. Although
It's stuck.
yeah,
The buzzers are like, nope.
but yeah, there's not. Is it 130 treasure here somewhere? I don't think it spawned this time. As it normally spawns
It's
around
not
the middle.
always. It's sometimes doesn't spawn. No, it's not here.
Yeah, so that treasure hasn't spawned. There is the best treasure in the game. 4 cougars for 2 cows, of course, which has spawned. But yeah, I don't think either player's going to go for that.
Maybe it's like China or something, or
As like
maybe.
Iroquois, maybe if you put a farm was like weird, but there's no.
Or if you like, if you like cows, you want some milk, or you decide suck, then probably.
Yeah, but you have to kill 4 cougars, so I don't know if it's entirely worth it.
Look at
But
this. It's stuck again. no, no, it's gonna get away.
he
All the
could
all the all the bisons hate Raphael. I don't know.
he could do what Tamron does and BM all those herds, but I don't think Raphael's that mean.
What
And
Raphael has done to all the bisons. They all seem to hate him.
But yeah, I mean, Kaiser's getting a really good edge one here actually.
Yeah, it's insane.
Raphael's
Great.
got 50 wood as the only thing, and Kaiser's got 80 food, 75 coin, a settler, and a native scout, and 30 coin as well. He does still have 40 coin in base. But I think Raphael, thankfully for himself, is going to get that tomahawk up, which actually is really strong because if you can catch the Sioux Explorer, that tomahawk does a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's nice, but in this matchup, it's not so important because you can always escape with your hero.
Yeah, exactly. Although saying that, Kaiser's hero is only 80 HP, 90 HP. So if he can try and
Yeah,
find...
that's the price he had to pay for the Coutage one.
Yeah, there's that tomahawk coming down, and both players probably going to go get a treasure. not a treasure, a trading post. Kaister significantly ahead actually in regards to age up time. He aged up on 14 mils. He also got 240 coin in age 1 when he collected that crate, which is does Sue get 700 coin? They do. So if you were just to collect the food now, you could basically do an Ottoman age up into age.
Yeah, that's
3,
really dream age up for him. A lot of treasures, 30 seconds faster age up, 1 wheel ahead.
Yeah, Raphael is going to get 70 coin now, and he's probably going to get that 30 food and base, and yeah, that's really all there is to interesting treasures. Actually,
And Kaister, once again, he's missing the XP. That's
yeah,
unlucky for the second time.
This time wasn't so bad. Last time it was just right next to him, but actually,
Yeah.
he's basically going to miss a whole pass and
Yeah,
get the same
it
pass
just
as
happened.
Raphael. Yeah, they're both aging with a chief, which is the 400 wood, right? Is the chief, I believe, and Kaister gonna put down a couple of TPs in base. We're gonna see a corral going up from both players. I'd be very surprised if we didn't. But if we look at the age up times, there's still 20 seconds, not 20 seconds, about 10 seconds left on Raphael's age up. So there's quite a significant difference between the two actually, and because of that, by the looks of it, it looks like Kaiser's probably going to get up earlier. He's going to go for War Hut, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's surprising. But it's not necessarily bad, even though it's surprising. He's gonna go for both buildings. Like, that's surprising.
Yeah, because normally you'd want to go for more TPs. If we look at what Raphael's doing, he's got some TPs right next to his base there. And TP's obviously giving an eco boost on EP. And also it means that if you're getting pushed in your base, your units have a million HP, so they won't die. But yeah, that corral going to go up. The Warhawk obviously going to go up slightly slower than expected. But yeah, I mean, I'm not entirely sure I like that from Kaister because it doesn't.
I was thinking first he's going for FF with the War Hut, but now after he made a staple, I don't think so anymore.
Yeah, and if we look at units in queue, both players probably going to go for the same thing, which is bow riders. Although both players actually not making anything, so we might just see Kaister go up pretty quickly and go with 700 coin after this 5 villager shipment. But one thing to note actually, because he did age up so much faster than Raphael, he is basically 20 seconds ahead in the shipment curve. So 20 seconds with 5 villagers is actually a significant amount of food.
Yeah, it is, but I'm feeling he's wasting his lead with the War Hut because it's unnecessary when you're faster anyway. And maybe one could argue that it's good to have set-down bows when it's gonna be bow rider spam, but do you really need them? Because bow riders can just always run back if there are set-down bows mixed with the base.
And especially Sue, you're going to stay in base quite a lot, obviously, but those bow riders also are quite useful for the next stage. So even if you do just make a couple of setons, when you age up, they are sort of useless at the same time. So there's 4 bow riders coming from Raphael, and Raphael building a second TP and getting the pass on it as well. So he's now ahead on the XP curve and will be on the XP curve. But by the looks of it, Raphael's not going to age up anytime soon, although he did send 700 coin, which might signal his age up. But he's going to have a couple of bow riders, so he's going to be slower. Kaister. What is Kaister going up with, actually?
Yeah, it's FF.
He's going up with Wise Woman, though.
It's a slow age up. Yeah, that's surprising, I guess.
It's quite good, though, actually, the Wise Woman. It boosts your hunting by, I think, 10 or 20%. And it gives you 15 bison, I believe, in your base, or 12 bison. No, it's a card which gives 15, so it's 12 bison in base. So basically, you could sit in base forever. So, although these bow riders are going to come in, there's nothing to defend them, except from a couple of coyotes and, pistolero. So he's going to lose a villager for his troubles. And imagine if that Warhawk wasn't built up and he was basically already up now. It would be a bit of a difference there. But, yeah, I think both players are sort of fine, actually, at this point.
Yeah, I think so. Just 1 will lost, but he got 1 for free earlier, so it's still quite even.
And if Raphael goes up with the
fast age up,
he's going to be up probably the same time as Kaister. Actually, is he going to go up the fast?
But he's gonna not gonna have so many bisons on the TP range, and he's gonna be hunting slower.
Yeah, and Sue does take a lot of food. These bow riders do take 100 food each, and the axe riders take 160, which is pretty insane. He might even lose his explorer here. Maybe not. Maybe it's got left of 120 HP. There is a forward Warhawk going down from Raphael right down here, which signals to me that he's going to go a bit more aggressive in the matchup than you'd expect. But yeah, both players sort of doing the same build, but Raphael mixing in a couple of bow riders earlier, and he is actually ahead on eco now as well.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. This feels like this Kaiser's build is designed for more late game, because now he's able to sit a lot of time in his base. He has 2 gold mines, he has so many hunts over there, so he doesn't have to move out next 10 minutes if he doesn't want to.
Yeah, I actually talked to Kaiser about this the other day. The slow age ups as Sue. The negative of it obviously is a slow age up. You basically lose 3 villagers, which is the deficit you see here of 2 villagers. But with that, I don't know. Maybe it pays off when you have all the bison in base. But as Sue, do you really need to stay in base that much? Like you can just. I don't know. Maybe that's just me being a bit stupid. But there's 9 Makinas.
Yeah, I mean the thing was Kaiser got started aging up like 40 seconds faster, so he could afford the slow age up.
Yeah.
But other way around, if he would be 40 seconds slower and then do the slow age up, then there would be no way in the world it could work.
Yeah, and actually, Kaister probably has the same mass. He does have a slightly worse eco. Actually, no, eco is probably about the same when you account for the 20%. But by the looks of it, you can't take this fight because of.
Yeah, I don't understand if you have 40 animals in your base. And
Why are you pushing out at all?
Why would you go out? Why would you go out? There's no reason to go out at this point.
Yeah, and he's now massing a lot more Makinas. And if we look at what Raphael's doing, he's got 2 Warhawks up, so he's just doing the same. But Kaister is only going from 1 Warhawk. He does send 1,000 wood, so if you can stick that in, it'd be quite nice actually. You can get a couple more up, because Raphael did basically not waste a shipment, but he did spend a shipment on 700 wood earlier. And yeah, Raphael probably shouldn't be taking this fight. Although these villagers going forward need to get back. He doesn't.
Yeah,
really
he's losing,
here.
And they're not boosted by the TPs.
Yeah, those Rakinas do have a significant amount of HP more, 20 more HP, which is probably a shot, actually. So, but at the same time, if we look at military units, actually, about roughly the same.
So now Kaiser has 1,000 wood, but I'm wondering what is he gonna make with those? Maybe 2 TCs? Or
he could go for a TC, he could go for more, he can't go for trading posts, obviously. We can go for, what can we go for here? Another Warhawk maybe, and get more Makinas up, because at the moment he is just losing the skirmisher war. Quite significantly actually, 13-12 even, he's got like half the skirmishers.
I kind of like and don't like this, what Kaiser is doing, because it's clever. You go for the slow wage up with the bisons and you sit in your base, you get a better eco, and you can sit down with the TPs. But then again, it's high plains. There are 5 TPs, so you actually just can't turtle.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe on non-TP map, this build would be fine, but not here.
And he's constantly taking these fights where he doesn't really need to. He does have all the hunt in base. He has some even to the left of his base. He should probably be hunting from instead. And look at how good these bow riders are from Raphael. He probably could just make bow riders at this point. They do 28 damage and they have 350 HP because he's got both the upgrades on. Cavalry combat does come in for Kaister at the same time, but he hasn't even got elite bow riders at this point actually.
Yeah, at some point when the cav is completely upgraded, they're probably better than infantry, so you should just go on the cav.
And actually, Kaister's somehow getting away with a second TP. Or was that just bugged?
He's. But he's 8 villagers behind.
Is this
at the same time.
Is the TP there for you, or is it not? Like this one here.
What? It seems bugged. But anyway, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
it's under construction, I guess.
Yeah, but it's already up. But yeah, sort of to be expected maybe in that matchup. Kaister going for more of an eco-heavy build, which maybe didn't pay off. He actually got less eco than Raphael. But he just didn't have the Wakina that he needed, and if you just look at how many Wakina Raphael was able to pump out and just take the better fights, I think that's just what it came down to at the end of it. But that's 3-0 to Kaiser, so there is one more game to play. It is match point now, but it is best of 7 or first of 4. But yeah, I mean the next map I think is Arkansas or something like that. I'm not entirely sure if I'm honest.
It was a clever idea by Kaister, but not on this map.
But Raphael is to pick first, so maybe he'll just pick Iroquois again. Actually, maybe that.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. I don't know. The only way to surprise me would be taking Aztecs.
I wonder if I know what map it is because I might have to check. So yeah, Arkansas, as I said earlier, which is an interesting map, I guess. It's better like
it's quite standard.
Yeah, it's like a Kamchatka of yeah, it's basically like Kamchatka, isn't it? It's sort of like one of the most standard TV maps there is on ESOC.
I think it's one of the favorite of the top players because it's balanced, it's old, everybody knows it. No really unfair treasures.
What's your favorite map actually on this map?
I would say probably Hudson Bay or Arkansas.
Hudson Bay, which isn't in the map pool for anything. I think it's coming back for winter, so you'll see that more often. What's your least favorite?
That's quite nice.
Is it Tar Desert? As I know most people dislike Tar Desert.
No, that sucks.
But yeah, I mean, Ira versus Sue. Another really interesting matchup, which we see a lot. But yeah, it's basically just waiting for the big button to come out, and if you can hold a big button, you win a 0. Although this map isn't a 5 TP map, so Kaister's in base sort of thing with slow age might actually be a little bit better than it was.
But I don't think you can do it versus Iroh, because Iroh is going to be much more aggressive than a Miro. Anyway, here we go. It's going to be 4 match point for Raphael. And I don't know, maybe if Raphael already started celebrating and opened the vodka bottle, maybe Kaister is going to still have a chance.
Yeah, Raphael, he likes his drink. I'll put it that way.
Well, I'm mostly joking, you know.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't go to the land, did you? I know buddy Prince
No, I couldn't
did.
make it. I got my exams the same time.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But I saw some really beautiful pictures and beautiful stories. A lot of love between men.
Yeah. There's a nice picture of I think it's Raphael and Prince having an arm wrestle, which is pretty good. But it is. Should we talk about the game instead? It's a wood start. So
yeah.
So both players probably gonna go for a TP. If we look at any wood treasures that are around the map,
And I get Kaister's gonna get a free will in like 30 seconds, so that's quite nice.
Yeah. So that's nice, obviously, and he's gonna pick that up.
I think he should play some lottery tonight.
He's getting all the good treasures. He even gets 80 food next to him, which is one of the better treasures on the map, and Tomahawk at the top right. So and at the same time, Raphael not really finding anything of value. He does. I think he spotted 70. No, he hasn't even spotted that. He did spot the XP, I guess. But by the looks of it, Kaister's going to be in contention of it. Oh, no, the Travois is what Kaister's interested in.
Yeah, it seems like Raphael is not going for TP, which is a little bit surprising for me. I feel the meta with the 100 wood start is just get a 100 wood more and get a TP, but not this time.
No, maybe he's just he's gonna play a bit more relaxed, or maybe he's gonna go a bit more aggressive because If he gets the faster age up, maybe he can just go for something like Tomahawk Rush. This
Yeah,
game,
I mean, if he has a dentist appointment or whatever he had, maybe he wants just to rush and go fast.
he does have
Fix
45
his teeth.
minutes, so.
Maybe it's painful and he wants to go faster.
But yeah, he's going to pick up 70 food by the look of it. But actually, there's quite good stuff at the top of the map, isn't there? There's 2 stray dogs, which obviously is quite good. There's the pirates, which are just insane when you convert them. And is Kaister going to get anything interesting? No, there's just a black bear following a wolf around the map, which is nice.
Yeah, I guess you could go for the top part with the zoo at least, but he wanted to get the TP first. And he got quite lucky that he found a free wheel on the way to TP.
Yeah, exactly. And although he's probably going to find the pirates at the top here. What else is there? Oh, there's a tomahawk I didn't see, so he's going to convert the pirate, and then he'll use it to tank against that pistol. The pirates.
Oh yeah, that's quite OP.
Oh no, he did the wrong one.
No, why is he not taking the pirate? No, he should take the pirate because he's not running Gado.
Yeah, the pirate's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe it was a misclick or he just didn't know how OP pirate is. I can't really say.
Oh, maybe he's gonna keep it actually. Maybe he's just gonna go get it back at a later date. But he's gonna pick up 2 stray dogs, which is quite strong.
But with the pirate, he would lose no HP on the hero because it could just tank all the stressor quite easy.
Yeah, exactly. And he could have gone back and got the pistol afterwards as well. Because I think that pirate gets something like 400 HP, and it also still has 30 melee resist. So, I mean, you could go over to this one over here. You can convert 1 pirate, and then it will take the damage of both the other ones to actually finish the treasure, which is just insane. But yeah, I mean, Raphael now going for a trading post down the bottom, and he's also dropping a lot more wood. So we're going to see a market going up and hunting dogs, obviously. But
I think it's going to rush because his H up time is really fast.
yeah, he got up with 13 villagers, and he didn't really get any food treasures, did he? He got obviously 70 food, but I think that's it. Oh, he got 40 food as well.
Later.
Yeah,
but I think it was too late to boost the H up time anyway.
Well, 40 food isn't huge anyway, really, is it? But we'll have to see where the Travois goes. Well, as again, those dogs, especially when Kaister ages, he is aging slow with the chief. But if those dogs can get on hold of the Travois, they do a lot of damage. And
yeah, but you know the hero crack shot on H2 is probably gonna one hit those dogs.
Yeah, we only have 85 HP.
That's gonna hurt.
But it's more about the snare, isn't it? And dogs obviously do snare. Where's it going at Travois?
No, they don't snare.
Don't they? I thought we did.
No. There's the animals never snare.
Oh, the disciples snare, they don't know for China, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, no, they don't. No, they don't snare. They don't snare. I'm wrong. As I say, they don't snare in Age 1, so they don't snare ever. But, yeah, we'll go down and base with Raphael. So, by the looks of it, he's going to go for a 5 Tomahawk push here, probably with the Kanya. I don't know. Maybe.
And then going for TP.
Although, no, he sent 5 villagers. So he's going to go down to the TP, as you said. And what's Kaiser going to do? He's got a Warhawk back in base, and he is building a market up, but he doesn't have any of those TPs, what he needs, which would have been nicer, maybe. But yeah, I think Kaiser's just being laid back. He's probably going to send 5 villagers as well, and just do what he did last time, sit in base. But he's definitely going to lose that TP, which isn't good at all.
Not necessarily. If he's going to make some settings and get a snare, I think he can clean those Tomahawks, but...
Oh, does he have settings in Q? Oh, he does have settings in Q, I didn't realise. And he does have those 2 dogs, which don't actually get counted by the Tomahawks, which is something which is so good about them, because they're basically cavalry. Or not cavalry, they're like Kaiti runners, aren't they? So, but more Tomahawks are coming down for Kaiser at the same time. Not Kaiser.
It's gonna be tough, because still he has 2 dogs. The hero, 1 pistolero, 1 pirate, but the crack shot is gonna make a lot of damage as well. So I can't really say who's going to win this fight.
And he actually leaves a Tomahawk at the top, he hasn't moved that. That would have been...
oh, he forgot that one, that would be helpful.
Yes.
Getting a few shots for free, another crack shot is coming.
Yeah, the kaister actually did a bit less damage than I thought it would have done, and that pirate and those dogs are just annoying. Probably should take out those dogs rather than just going solely for the Setons there, because they are doing a lot of damage. Each one doing.
Yeah, it wasn't. I feel like Kaiser did a bit miss micro again. I think this fight would have gone way better than it did for him.
Yeah, and that TP does stay up, which is the important thing about it. And those two dogs somehow stay alive as well, which is, and the pirate still has full HP. But yeah, Kaister's making more Seton bows, which I'm not entirely sure about. Maybe he should just relax and age up, as he's close to be sending 700 coin. And that trading post, I think, is inevitable. It's going to go down now, especially if he's not moving the Seton bows.
Yes, he did kind of half defense and half trying to save for the H-up, and that's usually bad. You know, just making a few units to defend, but they were not enough to defend.
Yeah.
So in the end, they were kind of wasted units. He got some kills, but still.
Yeah, and there's 4 Kenya, so obviously he can't contest now.
And there's a crack shot, which is gonna hurt a lot.
Yeah, and although 4 Setons, he does get a nice trade-off, actually. If we look at units lost, there's 10 Tomahawks, which are more expensive. Which basically 100 resources each, and Setons are... oh no, the Setons actually are 100 resources, I didn't realise. So, yeah, actually quite an equal trade, though, really. And obviously the...
Yeah, but he had a lot more Guardians, and he had dogs and so on. So you should also kind of include those.
Yeah, yeah. And also the trading post, of course, which is the important part of it. And this is quite a big pressure, a lot of pressure here, actually. Warheart almost definitely is going to go down. No Minutemen for Sue, obviously. And he's going on a slower age.
Going to go inside. Yeah, this
it's
not good for him. No, it's fast edge, but it's still... There's going to be 1 minute before there's going to be a shipment out, and it's going to be idle for 1 minute, losing the Warheart. So it's not looking too good for him.
Yeah, although he does get the Rifle Runners out, and there's not a huge amount of areas there to defend easily. Yeah, he does. He does get the WarChief though, which is a nice boost to his XP cover. So he does have basically 2 shipments to send.
Yeah, but still, he's gonna lose everything. His base is gonna be completely empty before the shipment pops out. And he's not gonna get snare either because his hero is dead.
Oh, he loses another villager as well. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that looks bad for him. I think Raphael is gonna make it to the dentist on time.
Yeah, he's still got 40 minutes to go to the dentist or wherever he's going. He just said an appointment, so I don't think it's actually a dentist appointment. But
okay, yeah, it would be a weird time to go to the dentist, but whatever, wherever he's going.
But
so the point is now 5 rifle riders are out, and he's trying to micro, but there are a lot of units.
Yeah, even though they are really good against the Tomahawks can just fire ahead. There's a bit of lag there, but it doesn't matter too much.
Yeah.
Oh, that last one going down. There's 3 left there. But, yeah, I mean, this is a really tricky situation. Especially with 7 hyenas now coming across the field. I think Raphael is... he can just right-click, can't he, now? And take down that TC.
And he also just shot the hunt away. So he's not going to be gathering.
He does have berry bushes, but they're quite far away. And, yeah, as you said...
And the wheels go on a strike, all to sit on the TC.
Yeah, he just needs to right-click TC now. And those rifle riders obviously are useless as his villagers. Well, they're not useless.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be one more card, but I don't know which card could save it from this situation. Because Raphael has Tomahawks, he has Ana, he has Snare, so...
Yeah, and what cards are you going to get out of here? There's obviously 3 dog soldiers, which is strong.
Yeah.
They do have a multiplier versus the Tomahawks there. But yeah, just the sheer mass of Tomahawks and whatever, he can just set under
Yeah,
here.
I mean, Kaiser should get the hero back up. It's almost full HP, it's 1k. Okay, he's going there.
Yeah, and actually 18 damage, it's like half a cuirassier at this point. But yeah, that town centre was definitely going to go down.
Yeah, I don't know what is he going to do about the town centre. That's his main problem right now.
Oh, I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to sneak enough villagers out to get the big button out.
Get a dog big button, but he's not going to gather 400 on this time.
So
he has to take this fight, but I don't think it's enough units to defend this.
If he can, yeah, he's either gonna
No,
lose a
no,
lot of it. No,
he
he's
can't.
not.
He
He's
can't.
not.
He's gonna lose all of his units.
And yeah, that town center's obviously gonna go down. And
Yeah.
yeah, he only has one
And
left.
I think it's GG, but it was a good run by Kaister.
Yeah, a good try. A good try from Kaister is probably his best result in a while in a tournament. Maybe his best ever. But yeah, good luck coming in from Kaister.
I mean, when you play against Raphael, it just makes you look bad if Raphael is
Yeah.
in shape. It doesn't matter who's the Raphael's opponent, but it just makes always look
Yeah.
Raphael's opponent worse than he is, because Raphael is just so good.
Yeah, there's not many players who are up to Raphael's level. And you can just see, Kaister did actually get quite good trades on this unit, only making 25 and killing 50, but the pressure for Miracle on H2 was just too hard for him, I guess. And you can look at that from the military unit population, Kaister never being ahead of Raphael at any point at all. And the same for resources, he was actually ahead in resources for a bit, but then obviously it dropped down quite heavily because he was just sitting in base. But
Yeah, it all started from bad first fight of Kaister. If he had just pulled the Tomahawk from here, from an idol from the top, and used the Dogs and Pirate better, I think he could have cleaned the first 10 Tomahawks and then H up behind.